Today, my presentation will be over common barriers to effective speech with Brianna King doing attitudes and Colton Patterson doing lack of common experience and myself doing information overload. So in the first week of school where you're getting all your syllabus information, teachers are talking about essays, your exams, when everything's gonna be due, all on the first day, and it's overwhelming and it's just too much information. That's information overload. To effectively communicate when it comes to what you want your audience to hear, what you say or put on slides should be organized. Don't ramble or talk too much about unnecessary things. That just mixes up with the important things when you say unnecessary things, and then they just get confused and overwhelmed with too much information. When it comes to giving a lot of information, the important information, break it up into multiple slides. And then when giving people a list, don't throw too much at them. Let them finish some stuff, come back and get some more. That way they don't feel overwhelmed, like there's too much to do. What is information overload? It's too many details that can overwhelm and distract the audience from important topics that you're trying to convey. One, not understanding previous topics, then adding more to it can be a problem. Feeling overwhelmed by the need to absorb huge amount of information on slides, you're not knowing what to write down or what to listen to. If you're trying to read a bunch of information and you can't really listen to your speaker talk when there's too much on the screen for you to write down, that can be information overload as well. There's my sources. And then the problem is too much information. On slideshows, ask yourself if the slideshow is a brief outline of what you're trying to say, and if it's not, then it's a Word document. In your workplace, if you give too much information, it becomes hard to concentrate effectively on what is most important. One, is costing the business money. People are looking through so many emails, they don't know which project to start first or which one to answer first. And if there's a lot of messages to reply back to, then they have to spend shorter amount of time on the messages. So if they have a shorter amount of messages to do, they can spend more time and effectively communicate properly. And then people that don't have a lot of time and they have a bunch of stuff to do, they cope by either ignoring some messages that may be important, or they have shorter and longer to send a message back to you to get the information out, which is costing the company plenty of money. And then how can you fix information overload? With some easy steps. First of all, you want to analyze the information that comes from the individual and organization. Organize what information we need based on key information areas, when we need it, to whom the information needs to be exchanged with, why we need the information, and how to turn the information into results. And then the second step is understanding the flow of information. You want to filter information, information pruning, time management, make to-do lists, optimizing the use of current technology and information as of like organizing and distributing tool. And then there's one more step. And then your information flow, decide if we want to stop receiving some information, if the info is nice to know instead of need to know. This leaves more room for the important information when you're filtering out the stuff that you don't really need to know. And then on our third step to easy fix on the communication overload is having open communication, where the learner or the person that the information is meant for feels comfortable enough to say there's a problem with the communication, where there's bad slides, they have too much at once, there's too many people asking them to do things. So if we have enough open communication where the learner can say, hey, can we slow this down? Or hey, can we fix the communication with this? There's better production. Then there's my sources from there. And then we have the next topic with Brianna King, and it's how attitudes can affect proper communication.